All right, so we're gonna try to finish up the first investigation for Pearson Easy Bridge. Again, this is the first week where we started on Let's Be Rational. It is the third unit, so it should say 6-3. We're still on the first investigation. And so we need 3 mastery points. So let this be the third day on this. All right, let's go over another practice problem. All right, estimate the following as a whole number, as 1/2 or as a mixed numeral where the fractional part is 1/2. This is just saying to estimate to the closest 1/2. That's what it's saying. So the fraction that we're looking at is 9 and 9/18. So for this problem, we need to decide either it's going to be 9, 9.5, or 10 would be our answer because we already have 9 wholes because we're dealing with a mixed number. So we need to decide, is our answer going to be a 9 or a 9.5 or 10? That's what we need to decide. First, let's look at our fractional part. It's 9/18. What would be roughly half of 18? 1/18. Well, about half would be 59. All right. So is 9 anywhere close to 59? No. So is 9/18 anywhere close to 1/2? No. All right. So we're going to estimate 9 and 9/18. We're going to estimate that that's close to 9. All right. So that is the third problem we've done on this. Let's go ahead and do one more. Same concept. We need to estimate the sum to the closest 1/2. All right, so for this is kind of 2 proper fractions. So I'm going to look at the denominator. What is about half of 89? That is about half of 90, which is about 45. So is 8 anywhere close to 45? No. So this I'm going to estimate to 0 because 8 is way far from 45. Now let's look at the next denominator, 64. So what is about half of 64? It is about 32. It is 32. Is 7 anywhere close to 32? No. So I'm going to estimate that close to 0. So the sum, I'm going to estimate that is close to 0 as my estimate. Well done. All right, we have completed together all 4 of the practice problems. Again, you do not have to do the practice problems. You do not. What you have to do is to get a mastery point by doing your quiz me. So if something happens and you don't get 4 out of 4 on your quiz, then you have to go back and redo the mastery point. a practice problem, at least one practice problem. All right, let's look at the add and subtract fractions. Remember, the rule for adding and subtracting fractions is you must have a common denominator, which this is a common denominator. Both denominators are 5. So now all I have to do really is just add the numerators. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 over 5 is the answer. You cannot simplify 3 over 5. And when I click inside the box, I get my fraction option. 3 tab 5. Check answer. That is correct. All right. So go ahead and do your quiz me for add and subtract fractions. You need to have 4 or 5 correct. If you do not get 4 or 5 correct, then you have to do another practice problem. All right, let's go ahead and take a look real quick at the last objective. The last objective is add and subtract mixed numbers. All right, so there's actually 2 strategies to add and subtract mixed numbers. Take this first practice problem. Let me go over this first practice problem for adding and subtracting mixed numbers. The mixed number is where you have a whole number and a proper fraction together. All right, so looking at this, I can do the first strategy is I can just line it up. It says a young elephant is 1 3/8 yards tall. It could grow another 1 1/2 yards before becoming an adult. How tall could the adult be? So this is an adding addition problem. All right, so this is one strategy. I can line them up. Obviously, 1 plus 1 is 2. Then 3/8 and 1/2. We have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. They have 2 different denominators. That is not okay. So what is the GCF? What is the LCM of 2 and 8? The answer is 8. So this one is fine, but this I need to convert. 1/2 is the same as what over 8? 4 over 8. Miss Lee, how did you get that? Times 4 times 4. All right, so now I have 4 over 8. So then 3 plus 4 is 7 over 8. So the answer is 2 and 7/8. Now that's the first strategy. The next strategy is that you could have just made them into impropers. So 1 3/8 is the same as what improper fraction? All right, so 1 times 8 is 8, plus 3 is 11 over 8. So what I'm saying is 1 3/8 is the same as 11 over 8. Okay, then you have 1 1/2. That's the same as times plus 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 is 3. 3 over 2. So the improper fraction 3 over 2 is the same as 1 1/2. So now I need to find a common denominator, which is with the denominator 8. So this part is kind of the same. Times 4 times 4, which is 12 over 8. Now I can go ahead and add them together. 11 plus 12 is 23 over 8. We have to simplify it. Doing division, how many cubes of 8 can you take out of 23? The answer is 2. And then
write this down.
Yours is what? It's a video. 23 minus 16 is 7. So you have 7 left over 8. So either way, you'll get the same answer. So the first strategy is to add the whole numbers, then convert the proper fractions into a common denominator. The second strategy is to convert the mixed numbers into improper fractions, then find the common denominator. Then you have to convert it back into a mixed number because they want the answer to be simplified. All right, so that is how you deal with mixed numbers. We'll take notes on this today.